Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a review, first impressions, demo, wear test on the Beauty Blender Foundation. This is called the Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation and I'm in the shade 3.55. Let's see, this says this lightweight buildable whipped liquid can be layered from medium to maximum coverage to address both tone and texture. Never dull or greasy, skin gets that pro artist velveteen finish that looks, that looks picture perfect in real life and on screen. Full coverage, velveteen finish, moisture boosting hyaluronic acid, and antioxidant rich white birch extract. Now I know there has been some controversy with the shades and they still came out with a ton of shades. I believe it was 32, don't quote me on that, but it was at least 30 something. And I applaud them for at least coming out with that many shades. I know there's not a ton of deeper shades, but there are some. I mean, a lot of big brands are still coming out with like 12 shades, which is completely unacceptable. Like 12 shades. Who is that going to tailor to? A very small portion of us. That's it. It's a very, very small portion. So at least they did come out with several foundations. And I am a woman of color. This foundation is too light for me, but at least there's several. At least there's some options. I do need to go up in my shade. I think that with bronzer and everything, I did make it look okay. But I don't think everyone should be giving them hell, because at least they came out with 30 some foundations. Laura Geller, I'm going to do a review on their new foundation and I believe it's 12 shades. So in my opinion, do they need to expand on the deeper shades? Absolutely. And I'm sure they will in time. But I don't think that they should be given so much crap with still coming out with that many shades. That's just my opinion. And like I said, I am a woman of color. I'm Mexican. And I do have a pretty deep skin tone. So I totally get that. There's tons of foundation brands that don't have a shade for me. And I'm not near as dark as a lot of women. So I get that. I get the struggle. But I applaud them for at least coming out with 30 some. And they can expand on that. This is their first foundation, you know, so I don't know. That's just my opinion. I get it. I'm not trying to upset anyone. So I'm going to stop rambling on and on. I hope you guys liked the video. Please subscribe and let's get into it. So here is what the unicarton looks like. It is super pretty. And then we open her up and it's just like that. And we pull it out, and I'm normally not one who is super into packaging, but this is stunning. And there's what it looks like. You have an on and off switch here, which I love. And then this, I know it's kind of dirty, is what it looks like. I love that it has a built-in palette there. Love that. And it's super weighty, like it is heavy. I was comparing the weight between this and my Dior foundation, and this is heavier. So, love that. So, I am in the shade 3.55. I did order this online, and I'm a little bit off on my shade. But that's okay, that's okay. We're going to make it work. So, I'm going to turn this on, and then you just push the button here and it goes right onto the palette. And I have my eyebrows on, but I don't have anything else on. It's just my regular serums and moisturizers. We are in all natural lighting. I moved my filming equipment a little bit So we could just be right in front of a window so you could see my skin clearly. You can see all my redness here. So fingers crossed that this is going to work. And I'm going to do half my face with a sponge. I have my L'Oreal sponge here, and I'm going to do the other half with a brush. We're going to see if there's any difference. I haven't used a regular beauty blender in quite some time. I really like this one and this big guy here. So this is what we're going to try today. And we'll go ahead, grab it, dip it in. And like I said, I have no primer on. I don't like doing reviews or first impressions, especially with a primer, because it can really change the finish and of course the longevity. So we are going to pop that right on. Like I said, this is too light for me, but we are going to make it work. So it's definitely covering, but you can still see, like, this is a bug bite here, super red. You can still see it pretty well. So it's definitely not full coverage right off the bat with a sponge, but we will see. It's not looking great on my nose. Like, you can see everything still coming through on my nose. Alright, let's move to the other side with a brush. This is my collab brush. And we're just going to stipple that right on there. Whew, might have got too much on my brush. Oh yeah, way, way, way better coverage with the brush. I'm gonna try to even it all out in a second where I'm doing half and half. So here you can still see all my redness. This is with the sponge. And then here with the brush, a lot of it's covered up. A lot of it is covered up. Yeah, there's a huge difference between a brush and a sponge, which is crazy to me because, you know, this is Beauty Blender's foundation. You figure it would be made to use with a sponge. But we're going to go back onto this side and build this side up to get some full coverage going on. It still doesn't look the greatest on my nose, but it's not horrible. So here's what we're looking like. You see it completely covered that really, really red bug bite there. It did cover my redness really, really well, especially with a brush. Like, I am pleased with the coverage. So I'm using, this is a little sample size. This is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. We are gonna put this right on top. I'm not gonna use much, because this baby is thick. Alright, I'm gonna use my little Real Techniques sponge to blend this out. I am going to powder that with my usual Urban Decay Velvetizer. We're really gonna set this concealer down. Like, you can see such a difference. Ugh, no, it's a little bit tacky still. I'm gonna give it a few minutes to see if it completely sets, and then I'll come back and let you know what else I used. So I'll be right back. So this is what we are looking like with the face finished. Everything went on really, really nicely. I did have to set it just a little bit. I used the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, just a really light layer over top, because I didn't want to set it, but it was still tacky. So I did set it, but everything looks really nice. It didn't accentuate my pores at all. So I'm really, really liking it so far. Again, the shade is not my perfect match, but I think with bronzer on and everything, it does look pretty good. But yeah, so I'm going to hop off here. I'm actually going to do another review of the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. So I'm going to film that video and then wear this for a while, and then I'll come back and we'll see how it wore. I'll see you guys in a few. And I'm back. So this is my full face. I actually did it quite some time ago. I used the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. I also did a review on that, so you can watch that. It should be up right after this one. Interesting, very interesting to say the least. Back to what we're here for, and that is the Beauty Blender foundation. I have worn this for quite some time now, and it has not broken up. It's not caked up in my smile lines. It's not super cakey in my forehead. I do have normal skin, but sometimes foundation will start to wear down and wear off, and foundation normally always cakes up in my smile lines. I am happy to say that this one has not done any of that. And I did not even set this with a setting spray, and it has lasted all day. Like, I love this foundation. I do. I really do. I think I need to pick up a darker shade. I believe 3.7 is the one I was going back and forth on. But I totally recommend this foundation. It did not accentuate my pores at all. Still, it has not settled into my pores or my lines. Like, 100% I recommend this foundation. It's full coverage, it's buildable. You can really lighten the coverage up if that's what you want. You can totally use a sponge and just a light layer. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a satin finish. It is not matte, so don't let that deter you if you don't like matte. I think it's satin. I think it's really, really good. So yeah, I totally would recommend this foundation. So I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you enjoyed this review and first impressions. And if you did, please subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.